Whoa, hello everyone. Welcome to this live stream. Um, Today I thought it'd be fun to kind of just answer um, some assumptions people have. And I am live on Twitch and I'm live on my Instagram. So hello everybody. Hopefully this is interesting for all of you guys. I just finished doing a live stream with New York Fashion Geek. And so I thought I was kind of in a fun chatty mood, and normally, I don't really go live on Instagram very often, and so I thought it'd be fun to do one here and do one on my Twitch, so I can have both kind of going on at the same time. And so I thought it'd be fun to answer your assumptions and answer anything that's going on. I don't really do this too much, and I'm also live on Twitch by myself too. So, hello everyone. Hi, everyone's reacting to me, waving, which is great. Um, so yeah, I thought, if you guys have anything that you want me to react to, because I think with menswear you have a lot of people who assume a lot of stuff about you, and I think it'd be fun to talk about that um across the board because I think it's fun. And plus, what I realize is people don't know me. Like, I've been doing this a long time. Like, I have been, I've been on Reddit for a while. I was on Instagram. I went to a lot of vintage stuff. So it's always crazy to me that there are people who've like never, who don't know stuff about me, and assume crazy stuff. So I thought that'd be fun to do. I sound like such a fucking YouTuber. Like, hi guys, welcome to my vlog or whatever. So hello everyone. I see everyone spamming down here. This is crazy. Why can't y'all be on Twitch? On Twitch, there's only one person like watching right now, and on here there's 20 people. That's like more. That's crazy. I've never had that many people on Twitch, but it's okay. I thought I'd go on here too. So let's. You guys can. I think this link in my story will still work. But I think we have some not questions but like assumptions here. So, and I'm going to be for my Twitch VOD, I'm going to be reading them out loud so you can see it. So wait, here we go. And it's you. What's up to you, Venice? Thank you. Hi Kiyoshi. Kiyoshi's watching on Twitch. um so this one is an assumption: I work out in vintage clothes. Now this is kind of a true assumption, because I when it's summertime, or not summertime, when it's fall, I will wear, when it's cold, I'll wear like a vintage sweater. So like, this is like, well, not a sweater, a sweatshirt, I should say. So you can see, hey, Spencer just joined in my ears. Instagram can't hear it, but Twitch can hear it. So welcome. They just said that someone assumed that I work out in vintage clothes. So as I wrote in my hoodie and sweatshirt article, I actually do wear my vintage sweatshirts and vintage hoodies when I go to the gym, which is kind of fun. So again, they're like, yeah, they're not that old. They're kind of like, you know, um, 60s, or not even 60s, maybe like 70s, 80s, 90s. Like this, the thing I'm wearing right now is like a rag. You can see it here. It's got the raglan sleeve. No, no V stitch on this one right here. But it's still cool. Like, it's still a great little sweatshirt, and I still wear it working out. I have a couple of 70s hoodies as well. But that's about it. When I work out, I only wear like workout clothes. I have like Uniqlo stuff, and I have um like Lululemon stuff, which is kind of funny. The yoga pants and everything. But that's what I wear when I work out. So technically it's not wrong. I do work out in vintage clothes. So thank you to whoever sent that one to me. I'm gonna go to another one here, which says, "You were never loved as a child, so I found my love through clothes." Is it sad if I say? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, if I wasn't loved as an adult, and I think every menswear guy who gets into this, they don't know what love is. You know who asked that? You know who asked what is love? Is it Hadaway? Is that the band? It's Hadaway. Yeah, that's the one. I don't. It's Halliburton actually. No, this is Halliburton. Yeah, so this is actually a pretty good assumption because, um, don't should I answer this like in a truthful way? I'll do that one first, or I should lie. I definitely felt like my hobbies were kind of weird, like film score, um, Legos, etc. Like those are all kind of insular hobbies that I guess when I was younger, you didn't have the internet as much. You didn't have to, weren't able to connect with people. So I didn't really have like you don't build Legos with your friends. I mean, if you did, that's fucking awesome, and I'm very jealous. Um, but I literally didn't have anybody to like play with. I mean, MJ's not even online, dude. Fuck him. Um, but yeah, I definitely needed like I never had a hobby I could share with other people, and clothes was a good way of doing that. And I feel like clothes helped me embrace my hobbies a little bit more. With photography. I mean, not just photography, but like I started to like kind of get into it. So it's like keeping it hidden, like no one could see my Legos or whatever. Yeah, hey John in my Instagram live says Legos aren't weird. Yeah, I mean it's not like you brought them to your high school and middle school because you didn't have friends and you had them in a Ziploc bag, and then you'd play with it on your desk while people, well you had to wait for your parents to pick you up. I definitely didn't do that. So, um, let's see here. You were the kid who was glued to the iPad for the whole family dinner at a restaurant. This is this one's kind of setting me up. So for those, oh, I just hit my desk. For those of you who don't know, again, I mean, if you can't tell already, I'm a weird fucking guy. Like I'm, like don't. The whole point of the pod, there's a lot of podcast episodes where Spencer and I say don't listen to us because what the fuck do we know what we're talking about? And if you want any indication of like, how, oh, I'm able to wear this when I go out and do whatever I want, it's because I was a kid who would go to Olive Garden with my family. And then literally as they're ordering, as you talk to your family, I had a laptop watching like a full laptop, headphones, and an external hard drive full of pirated Family Guy and American Dad episodes, and I would watch that literally in the middle of the entire Olive Garden or CPK or BJ's or wherever we were. I would watch that. And yeah, they would get mad at me because I would be taking up so much room on the table with my fucking laptop. So today, like you have those kids like who are just like glued to the iPad, during family stuff that you see out in the restaurants now. That was me, except we didn't have iPads. We had fucking laptops and an external hard drive. So even though that sounds cringy, it's because it is, and I'm a cringe person. And that's why I can wear whatever the fuck I want, because I was already that kid. And I knew how bad it looked. So I did it anyway. So this is a good assumption. I know who sent this to me, and they just fucking made me expose myself. So here we go. Next one. They assume I'm authority. This is like kind of like a dig with like the whole BB stuff. Or this is the South Park, right? Yeah, and maybe it's the South Park. Respect my authority. You guys know what that is? I'm talking about I'm talking Instagram, because I'm yeah, that's right. Yeah, I would I'm a big old South head. I'm a big old SP head actually. No, if I'm gonna answer these seriously, because I don't know who's joining in on Instagram, um, and maybe they assume that this is a real thing. um, I don't. I assume no authority at all. I know JTR is listening quietly in my Twitch, in my Discord, which is for patrons. If you want to go to patreon.com/direction and contribute, so you can join the discussion, and support me and the podcast and blog. Um, I I don't really want to be an authority of menswear, because I really don't know what I'm talking about, and I really have like, or you listen to a fucking kid who shows up to Boba wearing a fucking bandana. Like, I did that today. I picked up Boba today wearing a bandana, a cable knit um sweater, and a tweed jacket. Like, I'm that guy. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter, but I'm still that guy. So if you want to listen to that guy, feel free, but just know who you're dealing with here. And just because I write with confidence doesn't mean I don't want to lord authority over people, because I think there's a lot of great other stylish people out there. And plug the book I'm reading, absolutely on music with Murakami and Seiji Ozawa. in it talks about how Leonard Bernstein was a bad um, conductor because he kept viewing everyone as his peers, and especially the assistant conductors. There's a good thing in here where it says that, like, where Ozawa was comparing Leonard Bernstein to, like, Maestro Karajan, who I think was a German conductor. Anyway, the difference there is that Karajan had a very distinct idea of what the music should sound like and what he wanted from his orchestra, and compare that with Bernstein, who was more about concerned with the abstract idea of what the orchestra sound like, and he was open to input at all times. Like, it's very famously, he was called Lenny by a lot of his people, where, you know, people would just talk during the sessions, and so he didn't have as much control over his orchestra. I mean, obviously both geniuses, but I think in this case I'm more of a Leonard Bernstein than a Maestro Karajan, because Ozawa says that he they came to they would call him boss, and he would say, "Don't call me boss, call me Lenny." So that's my whole thing with authority. That's how, again, this book is so good. I'm like barely in it. You can see here, like, I'm not that far into this book yet, but it's filled with so many great anecdotes, and there's a lot to learn here. At least for me, as someone who loves to write music. I haven't in a while, but, like, as someone who thinks very, as mentor, something is very creative, and it's very inspiring and very applicable to my approach. So that's my whole authority thing here. Let's see who's next here. Question for my stories. I enjoy the show Futurama. I do enjoy the show Futurama. It's a great show. I think it's I think it's probably one of the. I don't know if maybe compare it to, like, early Simpsons or something, but, like, it's a good, like, spin on, like, sci-fi, because it parodies and satirizes a lot of, like, sci-fi tropes, and as well as just, like, regular old stuff that you just kind of, Simpsons, I think, doesn't really do. I mean, Simpsons has been around for like 30 years or whatever, so that's kind of gone. But yeah, I think it's probably the smartest, like, animated show. I mean, other than, like, Family Guy, obviously, but uh, other than the Cleveland show, yeah, that's right. You know, yeah. Wait till we get to yeah, that would be. I think. I mean, yeah, dude. That's we're year 3000. Yeah. Next assumption for my stories here. And again, if you guys have any assumptions or questions, feel free to put them in both chats here, Twitch and Instagram, because I'm live on both, baby. Um, I haven't said that in a while. I'm simulcasting on a lot of different things. I Assumption is I'd love to score Tommy Wiseau's next movie. Hell yeah, I would. I've I yeah. Yeah, I would love to. If you guys haven't seen The Disaster Artist, you guys should watch it. And then I'd love to score or whatever. I mean, I would love to know who wrote the score to. I never read the book, Disaster Artist, but I'd love to, like, if they had a clip on that. Yeah, maybe we got to do, like, a live watch of the score of the Room, which I only saw like 3 years ago for the first time. So, maybe it's more than that, actually. I don't really remember. But again, if you guys have any more assumptions, please feel free to put it in the chats everywhere. Music. Ooh, I might skip this one. Uh, I gotta think about the BB stuff. I'm not gonna answer that one. There's no ill will here. It's just a disagreement that kind of got out of hand and very had a lot of drama behind it. But I'm not gonna go too far into it. Next one. This is a real question now. We got a real question from Instagram. Not an assumption. You can assume things about me. Come on, guys. You can make up something shitty about me. I'd love it. Make fun of me. Please, I get off on it. Um, from the Vitruvian Club. Now this is you heard of the Vitruvian Man, but now there's a whole bunch of them. There's a, that would, yeah, it's like Doctor Octopus, literally, right? Like you got a bunch of them happening. Again, if you guys have questions, put it in there. Fair enough. Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna. I really don't want to put more fuel to the fire. I'm not gonna answer any more or talk more about BB stuff. So please refrain from asking me that. But anyway, recommendations for summer classics. Now I'm gonna push back on you, like I do all the time, and I said this in a recent podcast with the New York Fashion Geek. But I would ask you, what do you define as a classic? Like this is a very subjective. Question. Oh, we got a guy just said I met Hami Wiseau like 4 times. Oh, that's Marcus. What's up, Marcus? Um, just go to a screening or LA Comic Con. Yeah, I see TikToks of Tommy Wiseau a lot. And he's just being himself. Um, okay, so recommendation for summer classics. Now this is again I'm pushing back, saying what do you define as a classic? Like a classic for a lot of people is a different thing. Some people think that canvas sneakers are classic. Some people like to have, some people like to wear loafers, right? There's a lot of different things that we consider classics. What I wear in the summer is different from what you wear in the summer. And I think a big thing with that too is what do you want to look like in the summer? Some people's idea of the summer is like the MFA basic bastard, right? Where you're wearing like a t-shirt, chino shorts, and like common projects. That could be different from my version of the summer where I'm like wearing like loose easy pants with like a camp collar shirt and like a blazer on top, or and some people like to wear like a 3-piece suit with a boater. Just ask Nick Carraway in The Great Gatsby. It's 3-piece tweed for some random fucking reason. Um, but yeah, I don't really know exactly for the classics there, but I mean you can't go wrong. And I hate saying this because now I sound like a fucking YouTuber. But linen pants, camp collar shirts, Breton stripe t-shirts, bucket hat maybe if you like that, or like a canvas sneakers. And of course these are all things I would wear when it's not summer, so it kind of just depends. So I would ask yourself, what do you want to look like? Because I feel like like milsurp, like what's Inherent Vice, I think takes place in the summertime, right? Doesn't it? Or I don't know when it takes place. He wears sandals, jeans, and a jungle. Yeah, he wears sandals, jeans, a jungle jacket, and a straw hat. Like that could be a summer, and those are all classics because they've existed for a long time. Also, like, are we defining classics as like foundational wardrobe stuff, or are we talking about like things that have existed for a long time, or are they things that have never gone out of style, which is probably what they're referring to? But there's a lot of different ways to talk about classics. So again, if you guys have any questions, put them down here. I'll be on for like another half hour or so. Let's see here. Another question here. Oh, here's a good one. Here's an assumption. I'm Filipino and dope. This is a correct assumption. I am Filipino and the dopest, flyest guy ever. You can call me Larry Bird because I'm flying. Oh shit. I feel so bad. I'm the only one who can hear Spencer. I turned off desktop audio because I didn't want to hear. So I was like quiet for like like a couple of seconds in there.
Yeah,
But
I
then,
was
now,
saying something.
yeah, now they can hear Spencer on Twitch now.
Okay, well, what's up, everybody?
Yeah, hello. Um, yes, I am Filipino, and but the thing is, I don't know if anyone knows this. I am half Filipino. I am half Filipino and half Chinese. That's where the Wong comes from, but my dad's side was born in the Philippines. And so culturally, because his family is from the Philippines, the Chinese side, I feel Filipino, if that makes sense. And yeah, I'm Filipino and dope. I don't speak Tagalog though, so I'm sorry anyone from the Philippines watching. I can't respond to you. And yeah, I can't yeah. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what they're saying. That's what kind of sucks here. Um. Ooh, Arthur HN Sensation says, "When are we going back to verse Kuka?" That's apparently what it's called, verse Cooch.
Okay,
Well, it's not. That's not what it's called. It's called verse Kuka. Sorry, I dropped my phone. I'm sorry, IG Live
drop
people.
it.
Yeah. I love this place. Shout out them. I don't know anyone who works there. I wouldn't. I mean, if you want to pay me to go there, I'll go there. Um, but yeah, we're gonna go. We got to go back soon when there's no Omicron, which is not gonna happen. So hopefully soon, when the things
Yeah.
calm down. Man, we got some more here. Okay, Ace 86. Ace X 86. More like 69. Anyway, how would one pull off a modern silhouette sneaker, Ultra Boost NMDs with tailoring? I know it's common to do canvas shoes and stuff. This is, I mean, you kind of answered your own question, and the question is the answer. Um, but see, with tailor, I mean, tailoring is just kind of conducive for more shapely footwear, right? So that's why I default to like a Vans shoe, for example, which has a or even better, right? The Sperry Cloud CVO, um, they have more of like an almond shape to it, right? It's kind of a lower profile for a shoe, and so it's kind of like in my head, because the dimensions are so close together, they tend to be good alternatives, right? So it's easier to get into a CVO or a deck shoe, from Doek or Moonstars, whatever, that are closer to the shape of tailoring. I'm not saying you have to wear a sneaker, a dress shoe hybrid. I'm just saying that certain classic sneakers are just better to be used alternatively.
It,
However,
it,
yeah,
well,
Spencer.
yeah, well, I think we might be saying the same thing, but yeah, if you do like less classic menswear, more like kind of
Yeah,
avant-garde
if
or
you're,
like, wide fit stuff,
yeah,
then I
yeah, yeah.
think I think more contemporary sneakers look good with
Yeah,
that.
so for those of you who are on IG Live and not my Twitch stream, Spencer just said that, obviously when you're doing tailoring in a slouchier way, like a postmodern, non-classic way, I think that those kind of New Balance ones, or even like, you see, I mean, I'm not a big fan of like the Reebok, I don't know, the weird, in my head they're called the Zika virus. That's not what it's called. There's a weird name for them, but like those chunkier sneakers that I think don't harm my garms. On Instagram, he's a poster at MFA, but like those chunky sneakers with like a loose trouser that pools a little bit at the ankle is a kind of a cool look, kind of ALD esque. Even though ALD I think still uses a lot more classic sneakers and or loafers in their styling. Not Zig Tech. It's something else. I forgot what they're called. Maybe it's not even a Reebok. It's something else. But anyway, it's fine. It's just again, if your point of view is like that style of tailoring, that's cool too. Um, I think that like my style of tailoring with like the wider fit, the longer jacket still works with those. I just personally don't do that. I still prefer to wear again like Vans Authentics, and my Converse, my Converse. So thank you again. More questions, assumptions, whatever. Put it down here. I don't go on Instagram Live very often, or you do it on Twitch too. Either one's fine. Assume things about me. What's my username on Twitch? My username on Twitch is Style and Direction, all spelled out. I use the podcasting platform, or our podcasting platform, to stream on Twitch. We stream on Wednesdays where we play video games or poker with our Discord, or we play GeoGuessr. And on Sundays we have more of a mentor discussion, kind of similar to what we're doing here, except today it's all me, baby. It's all me. Um, I just realized that there we go. The chat wasn't even visible on my Twitch yet, so
Oh,
I'll transition. There we go. Boom boom. Hello. What's up, everyone? Feel free to send me more questions or comment something. I know people are jumping in and out, so I keep losing people. So it's better to put it as a question. I don't know if it's on there. I haven't used Instagram Live in a while, so however you want to send me something, please do that, and I'll see it on here. Hello, David.
kind of
Okay.
sounded that you said that like how Jerry Seinfeld greets Newman.
Hello, David. What's the deal with airline food? You guys watch Seinfeld? Here
Never
we
heard of
go.
it.
Here's a good question. Assumption. You made a button pocket harmony to reduce competition for jackets without it. Oh, so I
Whoa.
I actually want disharmonious jackets so that when people start making the new ones or making harmonious ones, it means people won't have the other ones, so I can take it more easily. That's a good assumption.
I buy into it.
I mean, it's you know, it's not like I don't have connections in menswear to make that happen.
Mm.
No, it's I would hate that because I want everything to be button harmonious. If and I know JTR is listening to me on Discord, which IG can't hear, but I think the most authoritative thing or statement that I've ever made thus far in my blogging career is saying that jackets that are not harmonious are bad, and I'm sticking to it. So, if you like those, you're a bad person. I'm actually
Oh my
saying that
God.
now. You're a bad person if you like inharmonious jackets.
Are they
So
going to hell?
they're absolutely going to hell. When you go down
Wow.
there, when you go to hell, Satan is wearing a 3-roll 2 sack jacket, but with the button like it's like a '70s Brooks instead of like a '60s Brooks. So it's actually inharmonious. And he goes, "What's up, bitch?"
Of course,
That's
he's the devil.
that's
He would swear. So I mean, this makes sense.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
It's a
says
bad thing to
the
do.
the devil says every swear word imaginable. If you guys didn't know that, I should know. I'm the devil.
Oh shit, that's like a two-sentence horror story.
Yeah, I should. Oh God! Again, guys, send me more stuff here. Here we go. Um, here's another one from the Vitruvian Club. I am more comfortable wearing wide trousers. Absolutely, this is a real assumption. I am more comfortable. I always love wide trousers. It's like wearing pajamas all the time. Kind of. I mean, it's just more comfortable to wear wide leg pants. I don't like feeling things on my body if that makes sense. Says the guy wearing a bandana tied around his neck. Um, no,
Did
it
he put
makes.
on, by the way, did he have on the bandana before Peter Bogdanovich died?
I will
Or was
say
that?
that yes, Peter Bogdanovich died. I will say that this was in the backlog, and Spencer knows this
Hmm.
because I made the outfit in front of him before Peter Bogdanovich died.
Yeah, that's true.
So I
Happy, happy coincidence.
a happy coincidence that the day that Peter Bogdanovich died was the same day that I decided to wear a bandana. And we also found out that he doesn't wear ascots; he actually wears bandanas.
Yep.
I saw that in his little like obituary of him. Um, Ace says I'm fat and I welcome our wide leg overlords. Hell yeah, dude! I'm all here. And also, wide legs work for any body type. Okay, doesn't matter your frame at all. Wide leg pants are great. It's just a matter of how wide they are in order to get that right um silhouette. And you'll hear it on Sunday because I'm releasing a podcast episode and a big essay on how I think about proportions. It's not about what the correct proportions are, although I think that they're correct. And if you think so too, then that's good. And if not, then you'll be proportion pilled, just like with button pocket harmony. So I apologize in
You can take the
advance.
PP.
Yeah, PP. PP the pants. But yeah, I love wearing wide trousers. Here we go. The Gray Duelist. Hey man, send me to the Shadow Realm. Unless he's talking
That's,
about like dueling.
is this a gray Jedi type deal?
Oh, a Gray Jedi, like the wearing like has the white lightsabers. Before I get to do, he says Lion Peach says ever since I got into Salvage Denim, I ran away from skinnier fits. Absolutely. You know what's bad? Okay, again, I'm not trying to be an authority, but whatever. Skinny selvage jeans, that's dumb. Also, skinny pants are dumb, whatever. But skinny stretch selvage, like, dude, like, what are you doing? I see that at Uniqlo, and I'm like, why? What's going on there? Anyway, back to the Gray Duelist. Man, looks like I'm going to the netherworld of the Force, the space between. Um, Long time admirer, first time watcher. Well, watch me more often on Twitch, baby. Style and direction. Watch us all. Any item from classic menswear I admire but don't own. He just picked up 2 vintage ascots. That's great. Again, I don't really wear ascots, so that's probably one of them. But I like wearing bandana. I'm trying to get into it. Maybe I'll get an ascot in the future. Who knows? But it did start off with me wearing vid the jaunty scarf. Right, that's a big one. They kind of have like a little bit piece of decorative neckwear that wasn't a tie to dangle on my neck. Dangle these chains down
Hmm.
low. and that was like my gateway into it. So if we're talking about stuff that I wouldn't wear, um, I mean, I already said I don't like Harrington jackets. I don't like M65 jackets because they both have the standing collar and not the point collar or like a lapel collar like an M43 does. So that's a good example of that. Um, yeah, Duelist as in Yu-Gi-Oh. Hell yeah, dude. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in so long. The game has changed so much, and the game has changed is a good cue in the movie Tron Legacy, scored by Daft Punk. Uh, but
R.I.P. Daft Punk.
R.I.P. Daft Punk. Um, I so okay, but admire but don't get owned. So there's just like Grail stuff we're talking about here. I mean, I think I've been pretty lucky to have owned a lot of what I like. That I've wanted from vintage. I mean, there's some cool stuff that I've seen, like a pleated front sport coat from like the 30s. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if I'd want to buy it at this point because I feel like I'd rather commission, stuff myself. Um, so probably not that. But what else? I can't think of any other crazy vintage stuff that I've always admired but don't own. I think I've owned them all. I had perforated spectators, and I gave them up because the shoes were just in bad condition, and they hurt when I wore them. Excuse me. Take a shot. Um, I can't think of anything else. Like I've owned true vintage Spirit Point collars. I have camp collar shirts. I've had gaucho shirts. I've just been pretty lucky where I am to have all this stuff. Again, if you're just joining us, feel free to give me a question on here or on Twitch. I'll be answering them as best as I can. Assumptions, please. I would love to react to your assumptions or things that you don't know about me or whatever. But you can always ask for some menswear as well. So, here we go. Lion Peach. How do you feel about the surge of minimalism and the fits that completely lack texture and patterns? Now, I know that this is probably referring to the whole like Scandinavian minimalism that we've been seeing on like on fashion stuff for a long time. What's up, Space Based X? Coming out from the DMs here. Um, but I think that this is kind of talking to me more about like the whole idea with like husbands and like I think worsted suits are kind of coming back, Spencer. I don't know if you. I mean, maybe we've been seeing it like kind of like we've been seeing like a lot of like corduroys and twills and everything like that, flannels for a while. But I think lately the business look, the business smooth fabric, smooth brained. No, just kidding. The smooth worsted, smooth twills are kind of coming back. Maybe not shark skin, but I think that this looks coming back. I think it's because I think Blammo has talked about this a little bit. The Armory's talked about it, where people are starting to get more into dressing up again, and when they want to do that, they like they don't want to half-ass it. As I said before, they want to have like a good formal going out suit, and it's probably
Mm.
good to get like a worsted one, which I actually don't mind. Like I think I've also been moving in that direction. I wouldn't do like a smooth 120s worsted. I would probably do like an open weave fabric like Crisper, which is still worsted because it's about the finishing, I should say. But I like wearing those more. I've just been kind of leaning into wearing wool suits as opposed to like the cotton ones and the corduroys, just because it feels a little bit more. There's a lot more drape to it. It feels cleaner, and So with that, to go back to the question here, I think it kind of ties into minimalism, where like instead of wearing like a tweed sport coat and flannel trousers as separates, leaning into the whole like solid suit again is kind of a cool move. And so again, I think it goes to like a little bit of a redo of menswear as like form. I'm not a big fan of it as formality, but like leaning into the idea of menswear as a formal aesthetic. Kind of making it more special. And I think, and sometimes when you do that, you don't want to wear like when you wear separates, it's more conducive to wear like a striped shirt and a foulard tie and some crazy patterns. But when you wear like a solid suit, it's kind of fun to do like a plain shirt and a plain tie. I kind of talked about this in my essay on returning to like the somber decision of solid tailoring, and that's kind of where this mood is. I wouldn't do it all the time, but I feel like it's coming in there, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good, not to be a meme of myself, but to add like a separate POV to dressing up. Like this is like obviously everyone has a navy suit, and probably has like a black knit tie. So instead of wearing like navy suit, striped shirt, foulard, maybe lean into the whole navy suit, plain shirt, or minimally pattern shirt with like a solid tie. You know, it's like a different way of doing it, and it's a lot better to do with like accessories and other shirts as opposed to like commissioning something new. But that's kind of how I think about this whole trend. I think it's cool. I think it's. I mean, I've been doing it. My friend John's been doing it. I don't think Spencer's been doing it, but I mean, the idea of wearing like a solid sport coat with like a solid shirt is kind of cool. Spencer did that recently. If you look at my story, he wore a green herringbone tweed jacket with a dark blue Oxford shirt, and I think that's cool. Kind of similar. I mean, Spencer's doing textures, but
Mm.
the color
You
idea
know I'm doing
of
textures.
I know you're doing textures, Spencer. Lion Peach says he's still trying to get his first suit. It's fun. I mean, I would say get a wool one, or if you're kind of in a more casual mood, a navy cotton suit's still good, unless you have a strict dress code. But it's not. It's a cool. I think you should have one. The suit's great. Shout out my friend Atelier Fugue, who has made a couple of my cotton suits for very affordable prices. Also, I have waiting on a double-breasted suit from Hall Madden. So there's a lot of places you can go to get them. You can even do ready to wear if you want to. Gentleman's Gazette recommends a charcoal gray for the first one. I'm gonna say again, I don't want. This is not a drama thing. I'm not a fan of charcoal suits to a certain extent. I want a gray suit, but that's because I've already invested in my navy suits and my brown suits. So charcoal is like my third choice for me. I just think that charcoal gray is a little too boring. And this is all opinions. I mean, some people can. Space just said drama.
Mm.
um, but I think that gray isn't. I mean, gray is a color, but to me, it's not a real color. Like blue to me feels like a. This is all emotion, okay? Like don't. There's no scientific basis for anything I'm saying right now, but like gray is just like it's like blah. You know what I mean? It's not that it's boring, but there's no color. Like blue is a color, brown is a color, gray is a color of my laptop, man. I don't. And some people want to do that. But for me, if I wanted to wear something, I think that a navy suit is good because it has, not that saying that charcoal doesn't have depth, but I feel more depth of blue. Like when people are painting things, the blue's the color of the ocean. What are you gonna do? Gray as like the color of granite? I mean, that's also art too. That's cool. I mean, it's fine, but it's like, I mean, to me, if I'm dressing like very emotionally, I feel like I associate with color, like blue or dark brown a lot more. And so I did that, and now that I have them, okay, now I can move on to wearing gray. So in the future, you'll see me wear. I mean, I have a gray suit. I have a 1940s gray suit. So I want like a new one. I would love a DB. Maybe that's the next one. But yeah, Gray Takashi says Gray stands in shambles tonight. That's right. If you're just joining us again, you can leave some comments. You can either leave comments here. You can give me a question in here as well, or in my Twitch stream on Sound Direction on Twitch. I'll be answering your assumptions, assume things about me, or give me regular menswear questions. Either one is fine. Go for it. I'd love it. I'm still on here for like another like 20-30 minutes before I hop off. I don't know how long Instagram Live is doing it, so whatever, but we'll find out. Okay, here we go. Here's a nice question. Nice one. SSNSNWB.
Okay. What would
Season Snoob. I'm sorry if I pronounced your username wrong, but in my defense, it's a weird username. No offense. I want to thank you. Your post and size message about Alden boots helped him too much. Thank you. Of course. Again, I don't know how I can help people. Like I'm not like an expert. I mean, I feel like you could ask like Simon Crompton or literally anyone else for like real fit advice. I literally I don't even live near an Alden. David saw it. Hey David. Oh, that's right. You said David earlier. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. I'm such a dick. Look at me. Look at this dick. Can I say that on Instagram Live? I can't say that on Instagram Live.
it's gonna be, yeah, I don't know.
Whoops. Sorry if anyone's with their families right now. But I am not the best person to ask about sizing. I have such a weird body type. I have different sized feet. All I know is my guidelines for things that I have like figured out. Like again, I know I am a size 8 in Vans and most sneakers like Nikes. My running shoes are size 8, but my Alden Aberdeen last, which is the Tassel loafers, I have a size 7. In my Allen Edmonds shoes, I don't have them anymore, but I used to have them. I also had a size 7. My size in the long wings, which is on the very last, is 6.5. And I have Alden Commando boots, or they're like a new makeup of Commando boot, Alden Indie Hybrid. Those I heard are True Balance, which I also got in 6.5. So now that I know that, plus my Aberdeen last, I can buy any Alden size I want. My LHS, though, which some people say you take your berry size, I got my Aberdeen size in size 7. So I don't know. I'm not good at helping people with sizes, but I will do my best. Um, so yeah, I'm glad that you were able to have to glean something off of it. Who is my biggest classic fashion inspiration right now? Hmm, this is a good question. Who is my biggest inspiration? I don't know if I have like one person I look at anymore. Um, I think now it's like postmodern where like now I'm inspired by my friends a lot because of my Discord, which again, if you feel like contributing and supporting me or the podcast or me, you can go to patreon.com/style and direction and you'll be able to contribute. And if you haven't listened to the podcast, you should because I love doing it. It's a companion to my blog and vice versa. And so it's a great place and we'd love it if you appreciate it. And we'd appreciate it if you support us on it. But in there, we have a lot of great, well-dressed guys who are constantly posting informations. Um, and I get inspired by a lot of what we post there. So it's not really a specific um, person that I'm like looking at all the time. Before I move on, before I continue, SpaceX says, I recommend the Stitch Down podcast on shoe sizing for proper info. Yes, I think Space actually messaged me saying that one time I did a stream and someone asked me a shoe question and I didn't answer it because I don't know how to answer it. I'm not a good person to ask for advice on it. So any place else like the whatever this place is, Stitch Down podcast, definitely listen to it. Use Style Forum. There's a bunch of style like not guidelines on there, but there's a bunch of like threads about sizing, like Spear and McKay, Armory sizing, Alden sizing, Carmina sizing. It's all over there. You better off doing that. All I know is what I've been able to try on, and I've had a lot of errors when I've tried on shoes. So not gonna. I mean, I can plug how in New York, where my feet were so swollen that I couldn't trust anything I tried on because I didn't know if they fit me properly. So yeah. Um. Okay. So biggest fashion inspiration. I mean, I could name my favorite guys. Obviously, I love looking at Ethan Newton, Tony Sylvester, um, Scott Frazier. Um, who else is out there? I love seeing what regular guys wear. Not like the big names, but like smaller names like Chase Winfrey, Matt Woodruff. From J Muser, Jonas from J Muser is a really great stylish guy. Um, and then, Husbands, the brand is great. Seeing anyone who works at Drake's is great. Anyone who works at the Armory, Stefan. Um, who else? Alex Winchell at the Armory. Dan Greenwood, doing a modern interpretation of Ivy through the Armory stuff is there. You've also got the guys over, like Sora is a great example of another young guy that I get inspired by a lot. Wearing merch t-shirts and t-shirts with tailoring. Really great case for the wife lover, I guess, because I can't say the other one on Instagram because of the PC thought police.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I think there's a lot of great guys. I mean, I just see whoever I follow. I mean, they're kind of like my inspiration. I kind of just see whatever I can get because I have a lot of clothes. You can kind of see that behind me in my fucking closet. My fucking closet. Can't say that. I shouldn't. I gotta stop making my typical Twitch jokes on Instagram Live. I don't know if I can say that, but it's fun to see guys who dress really well and have a lot of great style because I can take anything I want from it basically. Like I get so inspired by seeing what everyone wears, and thankfully I have alternatives or similar stuff in my own closet that I can actually, try it my way. So, damn, we got 3 more questions. Let's keep it going here. Shang.style says, what do you think would be the biggest impact since the COVID environment's had on menswear? Oh, the biggest impact COVID
Huh,
has had on menswear. Oh, Spencer and I had a podcast on this. I
we
recommend it. It's
sure
called
did.
it's called the uh post pandemic what post pandemic mood of menswear. I forgot what it's called. I forgot.
It was something about that.
It has post pandemic on it. I wrote a whole essay on this as well. Um, but I think that the biggest thing there is that it's taken context out of everything. COVID has made it so anything kind of goes, not in a bad way, but I think it's spun in a positive way, where now people don't care what you wear to go pick up stuff from the grocery store or what you wear to work or what you go to the coffee shop because when's the next time you're going to do it? Even right now, right? People are starting to go back inside because of how Omicron's been tearing through literally every state right now, especially the coasts because of traveling and everything. But I think that now people actually celebrate personal style way more than ever, which is crazy, in a great way. And so people actually are going to tailoring, not a lot. Like this is not like whoa everyone's dressing up, but like I think people are able to get into tailoring now without having to say okay well I'm getting married or I gotta go to my job. I think people are like oh I like this blazer. I saw it on you know on The Crown. I watched Mad Men again. I watched The Sopranos again. I watched Seinfeld. Or maybe you saw someone on Instagram. You saw Noah. You saw ALD. People are like, okay. Oh, people are like, okay. Maybe I should just, you know, buy this blazer and wear it. And so I think that's great. I think that's what COVID has done, and I think it's fantastic. Um, Ethan is pro pandemic.
You
The
love
peak.
the pandemic. You
I
love
love
the
it.
virus.
I love the virus. It escaped from my lab. I can't say that on
Mr.
Instagram. I can't
Anderson.
say that on Instagram. Oh no,
Yeah.
it's all a joke. Sorry Zuckerberg.
How long
Um,
will how wait, how much? No, okay, you probably got like what, like 7 minutes left on your Instagram
something
before
like
it
that.
cuts you
Yeah.
off.
Okay, here we go. Again, if anyone wants to give me more questions, put it in here, put it in there. I'll still be on Twitch for as well if my Instagram runs out. So please send me more questions in my DMs or my on my story. I had the whole thing. Okay, let's see if we can finish some of this other stuff up. My favorite color suits is blue. No, I mean I love wearing blue suits, but my favorite color for suits is brown. I love the color brown. I love like a khaki suit. I love it like an olivey brown suit. I love a chocolate brown suit. I love a charcoal brown suit. I just love wearing brown. I don't know what it is. I mean, I could tell you again that I like, the depth of color of brown because it's not, first off, it's not navy or gray, but it still feels like a classic menswear color. A lots of Esquire illustrations have brown in it, brown checks, etc. But it's also just kind of like a fun thing you don't really get to see too much from like like but before I don't know about now, but before you could never find a brown suit out there. Everything was navy and gray or pinstripe or whatever. So, yeah. Ethan, random shenanigans. Thanks, K. Hewer asked ill. Thoughts about the Bermuda suit with shorts? Love it. I love a short suit, but it's got to be done workwear wise. I feel like it looks a little too try hardy. Again, my opinion. But I don't like it can't look like a full suit. It's got to have like at least ivy details or like excuse me, take a shot. It's got to have at least, you know, like swelled edges, 3-roll 2, patch pockets, etc. And the short's got to be big and wide like a Gurkha short or like a
Don't
side
yeah,
strap short or something like that.
I
I
don't
wouldn't
want one of like the
yeah.
a jacket with like chubby's style
Yeah,
shorts.
I would. It wouldn't be like I wouldn't be wearing like Spencer said in my Discord, a suit jacket with like chubbies, or booty shorts, stuff like that. Again, please put some more questions here or join me on Twitch once this runs out. Twitch.tv/style and direction. That is where I'm at. Um, but yeah, I'm bad at ping pong, so I would never wear it to play ping pong. I'm sorry. Here we go. Question from Daniel Caspera. Have you done much DIY altering clothes? I found second things that are secondhand that are close but no cigar can be turned into a cigar by fixing the details that don't nail it. What if there was a philosopher's stone that turned things that were not cigars into cigars? What king would
What
that be?
if?
Yeah, what
That would
King
be
Midas? King
King
Cigar?
King Cuban.
King Cuban would be the one to touch
Yeah.
things and they would turn into cigars.
Although
That's
my
kind of
cat's
weird.
screaming at me.
But yes, I have done a lot of altering clothes. I mean, this is kind of funny. Again, my whole blog back in the day. I mean, it still kind of is, but it's like I had a lot of altering clothes. I would thrift stuff, I would find vintage, and I would transform it completely. I talked about this a lot more in my podcast episode with with what's his name? Sorry, the New York Fashion Geek, the Fashion Geek podcast. Listen to that. I've also had a couple of essays on this. I used to write for Styleform, and I had some of that on there as well. But yeah, I've done a lot. I've transformed a lot of trousers. But now I don't do that as much anymore, just because I'd rather just have it great off the bat. And I found a couple of made-to-measure brands and ready-to-wear brands that I think get you know get what I'm after a lot better right off the bat, as opposed to, having to go through the trouble of like going to the tailor and fixing it and everything. So, but I have done this a lot. I just don't own those pieces anymore, and yeah, it's it's kind of a lot of trouble nowadays. But I have done it. I've like altered shoulders on tailoring to make it softer and everything. So Herrera the Third says, "What did you major in, and where did you go to school?" Great question. Great question. Um, Thank you for this one. I went to a school, a Christian school, out in the desert of California. Not really the desert of SoCal, which is kind of a desert already, but I actually studied accounting. I mean, I think people. I'm also on Twitch, by the way. So again, if the Instagram live runs out, join me on twitch.tv/down direction. I am still live over there if we run out of time here. But I studied accounting. I graduated in 3 years. So I graduated college at 19. Had a big old, um, basically a big old uh, quarter life crisis before I was even uh, a quarter of a century years old, and I got my MBA in marketing, which is a weird thing. I would recommend it. Don't go to grad school, especially an MBA, without any experience. But I did that to kind of get a second degree in marketing because I wanted to get into copywriting and creative direction, etc. But with a marketing background, not with a creative background. Then I worked at Ascot Chang as a social media manager for a little bit, and now I work at an agency, and so kind of a weird thing there. Again, I did accounting because I thought that's what a good old Asian boy should do. But yeah, I had a safe major, but unfortunately, I was so young because I graduated early for some random reason. No one would hire me because I didn't have enough experience, and I was a 19-year-old guy. Even if I was like mature or whatever that means, I wasn't hireable because I felt like a kid, and I probably came off as a kid, and I was really nervous. So I, that's why I don't do accounting. I use spreadsheets a lot now. I work with budgeting now at my current job, but that was my major, and I wish I had majored in something like art or communications at the very least. But I probably would have, if I went back, probably would have majored. I don't know, probably not English. Probably just marketing straight out the bat. But yeah, thank you for the question. Really good. I mean, I'm surprised some people don't know this, but I guess because again, I'm so surprised that people have followed me in like the past like 4 or 5 years that they don't remember the roots of the whole blog. And I wrote a lot about how I changed my major and I didn't change my major, like I started a new career and everything. So welcome if you guys haven't heard that already. Okay. How did I get obsessed with clothing? My God. Oh man. I am obsessed with a lot of things, I think is the correct answer on this. Thank you for Truvian Club, by the way, for carrying this. I mean, I know some people have some more questions, but thank you for submitting so many. Um, I got obsessed with clothing because I was already obsessed with everything else. I love collecting action figures. I love collecting, um, you know, I collected a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I mean, I collected Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I collect a lot of Star Wars action figures, Star Wars Legos. I mean, you can't see it, but my room has a lot of these over here already. And so clothing was just like another way of doing it, except I could actually wear it and become the person I wanted to be, or at least look like the person I wanted to be. And so that's kind of how I became obsessed with clothing. I would watch, movies and be like, okay, I want to dress like that, but like what, like for example, a vintage movie or a vintage inspired movie like The Great Gatsby or the what do you call it, the Gangster Squad, and so um, I looking at it and being like, oh hey, that double-breasted suit looks different than like what the double-breasted suit at J. Crew or whatever, or the double-breasted suit in uh Frasier. Like those are all different, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, how do I get to do this? And obviously that means having vintage and buying vintage and looking at the details. So finding out what exactly those different things were how I got into it and became obsessed with clothes. And now I'm always in pursuit of what those details are. It's not really about looking correct or formal because it didn't really matter to me. It was always about just being able to wear those. It's kind of like having a Star Wars action figure collection that you can wear. You know. Um, and here's a good what Star Wars Legos you got here. I'll get one up for you. I'll show you something. So here this is a fun thing. I'll show it to everyone. Here is the Snowspeeder, from I think it's like 2004. I think. This is like the new one. It's not the original one from 1999, but this is a snow speeder. You can see it's the time when they had they did it in white and tan instead of like the gray, which is a weird choice, but it's a really good condition. It actually it actually looks pretty good here. I added this little drill bit as the harpoon gun because it looked more like the actual harpoon gun in the Star Wars in Star Wars. Because it's already missing one of the boosters in the back here, but this is a good example. Again, I bought a lot of Star Wars Legos, and that's kind of a good example of it. What's up, always alien, always an alien. Welcome to everyone joining it again. If you have any questions, put it down here or put it in chat, in the Twitch chat. Um, Ace86 says, how do you think the way you view clothes will be different from group in the Northeast? This is a great question. This is a really great question. I think that if I was in the Northeast, the East Coast as I call it, well, I guess not really because Northeast is very specific. um, but Isabel says you like grapes. I do. I love grapes. That's a good assumption. Thank you, baby. Um,
They're good fruit.
Good fruit, good soup. Um, but I think maybe it would have been easier to get into menswear because it makes more sense in the East Coast, if that makes sense. Like over there, and I get into this a lot with other vintage people or menswear people, where like, you know, I tend to have a very postmodern view. I think even Henrik called it like, let's not get too West Coast postmodern thing, but because in the West Coast anything can go, even before the pandemic, it means that I've always had this very free notion. So actually, if I grew up in the East Coast, maybe I would be more strict with my clothing. Maybe I would be more strict with my aesthetics. Maybe I'd feel more beholden to the old ideas of clothing. Maybe I'd be more trad. So and probably be around real trads as opposed to here where everyone who's into trad clothing isn't a trad, so they probably don't need it, right? So yeah, maybe that would be the way my clothing would be different. So or at least my mentality on it. So, but who knows? Maybe I would have been able to work in menswear more. Again, it was hard here. There's not a lot of menswear here. Ascot Chang unfortunately had to close their LA shop during the pandemic, so there's not really a lot here to work in. Um, and it's a different scene here as opposed to like how closely connected everyone in New York or London or Italy is. So it might have been different. Who knows? This whole blog might have been different. Maybe I wouldn't even had a blog. Who knows?
Yeah, you would
Um,
have been, nailing things to trees like they do in Massachusetts.
yeah. What does that mean?
Nailing, I don't know. It just seems like an old-timey East Coast thing.
Oh, sure.
Don't
Uh,
they do that in Little Women, like leave letters nailed
oh
on
yeah,
trees or
they
something?
nail stuff to trees. Finn T Dunn 04 says, "What's my favorite leather jacket?" I obviously the black double rider, dude. That's my favorite one. I mean, I don't wear it as much because the fit on that is different than my brown double rider. Wait, my brown double rider it has the matte pocket, but the black double rider has the D pocket. So it's a lot of different stuff. But I definitely love my black double rider. I'm gonna wear it this weekend. I thought about my black double rider. Thought in the old noggin, and then I decided to to make an outfit with it. So you'll see it on my stories later on. Man, Shang, given I'm so into clothes and alterations, have you ever gotten into cosplay? What do you, dude? I was into cosplay before I was into clothes, man. I didn't do it well, but I always liked um cosplays that had menswear in it. So if you think about Death Note, he wears
Hmm.
this. Light Yagami wears like a school uniform, right? Like a khaki blazer and navy trousers with a white shirt and a red tie. So I did that. But and here's something Spencer knows. I liked Death Note so much. The costumes that I liked from that anime were the niche ones no one did. So there's a couple of scenes where Light Yagami in the future, when he's like in college or when he's like the head of the detective thing. Spoiler alert for Spencer, I guess. But in those scenes, especially the finale of the anime, Light Yagami wears a black suit, white shirt, and then a block stripe navy and yellow tie. And I would do that. But of course, it's not the iconic look that everyone thinks of. So no one knew who I was, even though I had a Death Note and a blonde wig. So even with cosplaying, people didn't know what the fuck I was. So,
You just
but
had to
I
wait for the
knew.
Netflix one to come out.
Yeah. I don't think
Like
he even
Turner.
wears. Yeah, yeah, gotta do that one. But again, it's like a different. I always into like the niche looks, So I did like Hitman Reborn, which is an anime with a baby wearing a fedora and a suit, and I did that. But the baby one wears a peach shirt, but the adult version has a yellow shirt. And see, I always knew the yellow OCBD was where it's at, and so I wore that with a black tie. Um, so that's kind of yeah. I was kind of into cosplay a little bit. Here we go. Thoughts on the first pattern jacket? What's the first? Are we talking about like a jungle
Jungle
jacket?
Jacket? I
Yeah.
think the first pattern is too busy. It
Was that
has
the one with
the like
epaulets and
epaulets, and
the
then
exposed buttons? I think right.
it has the buttons, and then it also
Yeah.
has like a waist adjuster thing.
Oh, it has a waist one. I don't know. Yeah, I've never seen one in person. Oh, I see Isabel giving me a bunch of hearts. What a simp. Just kidding. I love you. Um, yeah. I don't know. I've never seen it in person, so I've never tried it on. So, uh, I don't, I don't know it. It's one of those things where I like to try something on before I have an opinion on it, except for Harrington jacket and an M65, which I don't like. Um, do I fuck with wax cotton jackets? We'll find out because I bought a barber jacket and it's coming from Poland because I bought it on Grailed, and I don't know when it's coming. As of January 4, it was in Poland, so who knows? Who knows where that's gonna be? Here's an assumption. Thank you, Vitruvian Club. I'm not into watches. Look at that. No watches on the wrists, baby. I am not into watches. I own some. I think some of them need to have a new battery installed because I haven't worn them in a while, or they're just straight up broken. I am not into watches as much. Um, so I'm not sure. I know it's a good investment. Oh, the wax cotton jacket. Whoops. Sorry, the wax cotton jacket. I know it's a good investment, but I'm just not as into it yet. But I will. I bought it for like 150. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what
Any update
happens.
on the shipping?
No, like I said, it's still en route. Yeah,
Hmm.
no ice, nothing on my wrists. I mean, I have a couple of watches. Again, I wrote a whole essay on watches, but people should know from that essay, from the podcast episode, I am not into watches as much. I still like them. I have an aesthetic taste for them, but I'm just not as into it. Hey, I got something from Twitch, which is
Hey,
funny. Jay is
Twitch.tv.
Jay is broke. It says, who would win in a fight, a silverback gorilla or a grizzly bear?
Um,
Oh, I
that's kind of tough.
kind of tough because silverback gorilla has got the arm strength, but bears have teeth
Yeah, and claws. Have you ever seen
and
a bear like
claws.
bear's claws?
What if it was
That's
a silverback gorilla with bear claws or a grizzly bear with the upper body strength of a gorilla?
oh my God.
Imagine.
I
Well,
I'm thinking that I think that it might okay, if we're just doing normal
I know
animals, I
if
think
this
it
was
might be
just
the
normal
bear.
animals, yeah, bear I think would beat the gorilla.
I would
Also,
love to
I
have a
think I think
biologist on to discuss that.
yeah, I think also a bear is faster than a gorilla. Like, cause they walk on all four, like they can run on all four. Like, there's a lot like there's those
Like,
videos on YouTube of like a biker running away from a bear, and the bear's like basically keeping up with them.
I'm
So,
gonna go on YouTube and I'm gonna search
yeah, interesting
bear
question, Jay.
versus gorilla.
Anyway, back to the Twitch stream here. The Twitch stream. Back to the Instagram thing here. Welcome everyone again. If you guys have any questions,
Oh,
assumptions,
Joe Rogan did this.
do something. Put it in there. Put it in my in the chat or as a question to me. Um, my favorite watch, I would say it's my grandpa's DeVille, which I think is unfortunately completely dead now.
Oh
I just
no,
I
that's a
got the
bummer.
I got the battery replaced and I checked it recently and it is not moving, unless it's an automatic. But I mean, if it's a battery, it should keep going forever. So I think it's dead. Um, Always an alien says, "What is the health of the classic menswear scene? Is it a scene? Depends where you're going. I feel like in New York, it's not really a scene, but more so guys who work in the industry. So it's kind of like already a thing in itself. Um, that's what I think the difference is. Um, but in here, there's kind of a scene. Not really. It's just Ethan and Spencer hanging out with my friends. I don't know. It's like I think it's kind of it's all online now. God, my fucking phone keeps falling. I need to like prop it up with something.
Be
But
careful with that damn thing.
favorite car? My Honda Civic. I love my Honda Civic. Um, I don't really. I'm not really a car guy. Just like I don't have like a dream watch. I mean, I guess my dream watch right now would be like a Submariner or something. Like I love the diver watches. My car. I don't know. Rolls Royce Phantom 1932, which is a
There
quote
you
from
go.
quote from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade with the king of
Hmm.
like Istanbul or something. Um, but yeah, that's kind of it. Here we go. What is my favorite custom garment? This is good. Right now it's a tie between my green cotton DB suit and my Hall Madden navy suit. But I have a feeling that pretty soon, once it arrives, my favorite garment will be my brown Crisper DB suit from um, Hall Madden. I can't wait to see that one. Not gonna write about it. I don't really do reviews, but you'll probably see me write about double-breasted suits in the future because DBs are my favorite style of suit jacket or sport coat, and so I think it deserves its own essay and probably a podcast. So again, all right, 15 more minutes, guys. Give me last questions or assumptions, and I will answer them either on Twitch
Last
or
call.
on my IG here. Vitruvian Club, you have second thoughts to start YouTube. I mean, I could never do it. I mean, if I did stuff like this, which I do, if you go to Sound Direction on YouTube, youtube.com/Sound Direction, you'll see that we've done a lot of this stuff. I mean, this is the best way of doing it. And actually, in the place that I work, here's a little secret. When when streamers are asked to do a dedicated video about a game, what they do is they just stream it for like an hour, and then they'll edit it and cut it down, and then they made a video right there. So like they
Yeah,
didn't
it's the
even have they
biggest
didn't
scam on earth.
I know. Look at us. So this is what we do. Like, oh, Ethan Spencer, you guys should do a podcast. You guys should do a YouTube. We did. We just stream it and we put the videos up there. The difference is that we don't really change or edit them. So that's kind of the difference. Favorite shoe, the Alden Shell Tassel Loafer. I think it's the 563. I don't ever know what they call it. I don't know the reference numbers of stuff. I'm not like, oh, I gotta get my Rolex 07-4. That's not even a reference to anything.
Oh
Um,
07-4.
yeah.
It's not, that
But
sounds like a prisoner code.
24601.
Prisoner 07-4. Approach the
Yeah.
bench.
Sounds like a dystopian future thing.
Yeah.
What am I wearing a lot this winter? Honestly, my turtlenecks. But it just hopped back up to 70 degrees here in California, so I don't think it's winter anymore, man.
It's gone.
It's called a montage. Don't give us this unedited streams. I know, but technically that's what we do on YouTube. It's all of our unedited streams because we just don't have the time. Okay, I don't really. None of us have editing software, and we'd have to download the streams. It's just like it's what YouTube is kind of like those places where people. I know it's not a serious question, but like I think we do it because people miss out on the live streams, and so we just do it. We just put it up there. But yeah, Alden Cordovan boots. Yeah, those are fun. I do like those. Okay. Here we go. Loafers or Chelsea's? Hard question. I mean,
Hmm.
I love both of them. They both serve different things, but if I could pick only one of them, I'd pick Tassel Loafers. Hands down, ass up. Can't say that on stream. I'm sorry. Um, California winter is really mild. I can see snow in the mountains. It's not cold. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. I mean, I mean, it is cold for me and Spencer. It's cold. It's just to
It
this
was,
week
you
is
know,
not.
it was raining
Yeah,
pretty hard for a
it
couple
was
days.
raining for like at least a week, and it was like in the 50s, I think, for like just like consistently. So, hello of Mercury, welcome. Leave me a thing here. We got like about 14 minutes left. Why tassel and not penny loafers? Because I like the assumptions the tassel loafer has over a penny loafer. I don't know, penny loafers feel too normal to me. Again, these are all just me making shit up right now. This means fucking nothing. But I I just like the way tassel loafers look. I feel like they look more elegant. The last of them are a little bit better to me. Especially the Aberdeen ones from Alden. They just feel sleeker, and I love it. They just fit my style the best over penny. I mean, I own both. It's not like I don't. It's not like I can't pick both of them. I can because I own both, and I own both in multiple variations. LHS, full strap, tassel over. Um, Favorite short jacket I own or would like. I mean, a Ricky jacket would be cool. A two-tone Ricky jacket, but like soft shoulders with a long point collar. I would love it with ribbing on the cuffs and on the bottom would be great. But unfortunately, I only own regular short jackets, as in like the work ones, which don't have any ribbing and are kind of just square ended. Because I have like 60 ones. I do have a nice 40s workwear one, which is the closer one I have to that. But yeah. Again, hello everyone. Feel free for the last 12 minutes. I'm off at 10:30 PST here. But again, if you have any more questions or assumptions, fun comments, something funny, put it in my question thing somewhere, and I will answer them before I go to sleep. Just kidding. Ethan and Spencer are gonna watch Moneyball. Um, Finn says, "Yo, I live in LA. We gotta meet sometime and talk Mentor." Yeah, definitely. Come out to. I mean, it's hard with COVID right now, but maybe the next like trunk show. Not really. Those haven't happened here in a while. But maybe like the Rose Bowl or something. I'm always there, or I try to be. So feel free. Let's see here. Imagine being stylish. I'm not. I mean, I'm like all right.
Hmm.
Marcus, Hello McFly 1985 says, What free articles of clothing you wish you had from movies or TV? I mean, every time I see a Hollywood jacket, I'm like, I want it because I love Hollywood jackets and I need to replace the one I have. Um, I think there's a couple of like belt backs from old movies that I think are like fucking awesome. But I don't really have anything right now that I like watch a movie and I'm like, oh, I gotta have that. I don't have that feeling anymore. Um, I don't know. Maybe like the French Dispatch had like a sport coat or
Yeah.
something that was cool or whatever in there. Um, but not really. I mean, I own a lot of my clothes. I'm not really, as I said in our we had a stream recently about how New Year's resolutions, and I don't really have anything that I want that I'm like that I really need. So, but yeah, thank you for that question. Uh, of Mercury says cufflinks or buttons. Buttons. I don't like cufflinks. Not a
Hmm.
cufflinks guy at all. I only wear them for black tie. I just wear button cuffs because I love roll up my sleeve. I don't actually do that anymore. Spencer knows I used to roll up my sleeves every time I wasn't wearing a jacket. Sometimes I even rolled up my sleeves when I was wearing a jacket. But I don't do that anymore, so I don't. I actually just keep them fastened the whole time, and I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Max or trench. I love Max. Trench coats are cool, but I feel like I haven't not really wearable with my style. It's a little too much, a little too much buttons, too much good stuff. Who am I inspired by recently? Maybe a couple. Yeah, sure, I can think about it. Definitely something that's new. That's not like Chase or Ethan Newton or anything like that. I definitely have been inspired by husbands a lot lately. I don't own anything in that style, but I've been wearing stuff in that vein. So like my khaki suit, my gray suits with Chelsea boots with black loafers, tonal stuff. My cords, my flared jeans a little bit. I've been going after that a lot. Someone that I definitely have been inspired by a lot recently is Brett White from my Discord, also the writer for Decider. Really great guy, super stylish. He wears a bandana or like an ascot kind of a thing, and I've been wearing that for the past couple of days. R.I.P. Peter Bogdanovich, as we said at the top of the stream. Um, and yeah, and then also my good friend John Greenacre Robinson, John Greenacre on Instagram, really great friend of mine, one of my best friends, lately, one of my new best friends, but also, um, what's it called? He's been wearing a lot of cool clothes. We're kind of on the same wavelength, but he already has a lot of like he has more structure, he has more like flared pants, more tonal stuff, and I've been dressing like him a lot lately. So that's John Greenacre and Brett White. You guys can look those guys up as well. Um, but yeah, that's a good one. Good question. All right, here we go. Got 8 more minutes here.
On down to the wire.
Vitruvian Club. Assumption about me is I'm going for the Timothy Chalamet vibe. You're not wrong, dude. Like, I think that seeing him for the first time in what was it? I think when calling. No, I guess I didn't watch Calling by Your Name. Um, my phone. My phone keeps
Stop
falling.
dropping it.
I know. It's just kind of falling around everywhere. Um, yeah, I definitely did this. I think it was a whole TikTok e-boy thing for a while too. It's not that my hair didn't look like this. It's just that I embraced it because like I already had the hair. My hair is naturally wavy and kind of messy, and I would always cut it short because I thought I was too embarrassed by how wavy it was, and so I would always cut it short. But then after like the whole e-boy TikTok thing came out, the whole '90s redo, and I mean, we're in like the full force now, but early versions of that, I got inspired and bolstered by it, so I started to just kind of wear my hair the way it is now. It was longer. I got a haircut today because it just got too long. My hair just I didn't feel like dealing with it, so I got it cut. But it's still, it's got the same charm as it does. Ooh, hot take. Space based X says John's fits aren't that interesting. I feel like they don't have to be interesting, but I do like it. I think it's one of those things where I don't know what exactly how to think about like how inspiration works, but I don't know what it is. Like I like it. Like it's not like I don't know. It's not like he's a guy that I am. I mean, cause maybe it's because I am him in a sense. Like we both like Star Wars. We both are like fake intellectuals, stuff like that. So it's really tough to think about how this works. But yeah, I don't know. I like his outfits. The vibe. I mean, I guess the vibe. Yeah. Nehru suit. I'd fuck with that Blofeld style. Hell yeah, I would. I mean, I wouldn't know if I would wear a full Nehru suit, but a soft shouldered thing, lapelless, or military style suit with a turtleneck and everything is really great. Ethan with the middle part, in casual clothes. I mean, it's kind of hard. I already kind of have it. My hair already kind of does that, but I don't do it too often. This is kind of how it works. It's not like a true middle part because my hair is so messy. Someone asked about my bandana a little bit ago. My bandana is from Capital. My girlfriend gave it to me. Shout out Isabel. I love it. It's such a great bandana. Because it's like I didn't want like a red one. I didn't want like a blue one. I wanted something that had a little bit of like abstract pattern to it that kind of evokes what I wear in ties, but also is black because I feel like I lean into the whole sleek stuff a little bit more often. So, but yeah, let's see the questions here. Would I ever get back into or wear more hats in the future? This is tough because as I said, I like. Oh, what the hell am I holding here? Um, I like wearing my fedoras, even though I don't wear it. I love wearing my berets, but I've kind of moved away from wearing them for a little bit because I started to embrace my hair more often. So that's kind of where this is going, but maybe I'll return to it. I mean, I've tried to make the conscious decision to wear my fedoras more often, to wear my berets again, bucket hats and all. So it's kind of tough. Again, if you guys want your last questions, send them to me. You got 5 more minutes on this. Um, have I incorporated barongs in my looks? I have not incorporated the Tagalog barong, the barong Tagalog, in my stuff because I don't own a barong. I used to have one as a kid, as a teenager, but I outgrew it. And so I don't have it. Oh, so bye, always nailing. It's always a pleasure. Thank you for coming in. I enjoy your conversations a lot. feel free to come to LA. We'll hang out, grab a drink, talk some menswear, take some pictures. Also, Always an Alien, great photographer, by the way. Check him out. You guys, if you guys haven't seen that, a lot of my friends, whether online or in person, are really great photographers. They just happen to be menswear people who are just inclined to be creative, and I love that. But the Tagalog, the boring Tagalog, I want one. I think it'd be great. I mean, Spencer, tell me if I'm wrong here, but I think they're wearing the kind of sheer embroidered shirt would be pretty sick to wear with, like, wide leg pants and some trousers, some Tassel loafers. But but yeah, I haven't really been able to do that because I should get a new one. So, and I don't go to I've only been to the Philippines once. But maybe I'll find one and I'll buy one so I can get it. Hi from South Africa. What's up, South Africa? Not really. But welcome. Thank you for joining us. Last 5 minutes of this before I head off. Again, if you guys have any last questions or comments, please put them in the Instagram live, either as a question or in the comments or on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/downdirection. I'll get to it. Got 3 more minutes here. But yeah, any last stuff, let me know. I had a really great time. Also, shout out again to the New York Fashion Geek, for having me on the Fashion Geek podcast. It was a great conversation. I don't really get to talk a lot about this, or I don't really go on Instagram Live very often, but it was fun, and I kind of got a burst of energy, so I did that. Cool. Quick fire questions. Ethan wears cheap socks with suits. I don't anymore. I have over the calf socks now. I wear them now. They're from Dapper Classics. I got the cotton ones. They're great. Invest in socks. I don't regret it at all. I have now downsized my socks. I don't have as much, but I now have over the calf fine cotton socks that are great. Even after I wash them, they are perfect. They make my shoes fit better. So I do this now. So no more, not that I don't own Uniqlo socks, but I'm no longer buying Uniqlo socks. If you want to, that's great. They have great colors. They're decently okay. But making the move to Dapper Classics has been really, really great. Vests or waistcoats, yay or nay? I am a bigger fan, but thank you, Juan P. Bernal. I'm a bigger fan of sweater vests and cotton sweater vests over waistcoats. I still wear them. I have a Tattersall waistcoat and I have a two-tone workwear waistcoat. I don't wear them as much and I don't wear three-piece suits because I think they're a little too much for my style. I mean, not that I can't be relaxed, I just don't wear them. But yeah, that's my vote on that one. Hello, Thwan.dev. Hello, everyone who is joining in. I like how, what's funny is I think I have a lot more people who follow me all around the world now. So there's more
Wait,
people.
they follow you around the world?
They follow me just like Jackie Chan, actually.
That's crazy. How long does
Um,
it take you to go around the world?
85 days.
Oh man,
Phineas Fogg, right? That's his name, right? Phineas Fogg. Philly.
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And his please save
Flying
this
machine.
live. I can save this live.
Go to youtube.com.
Go to youtube.com/style and direction and you'll see this whole live in better quality than my phone can do it. You won't see the comments on it on here on Instagram, but you will see it on YouTube, me saying them, and you'll see the whole thing. So yeah, my whole hour and 25 minutes of this. So check that out. I might save it on Instagram too, but it's better to watch it on YouTube. Anyway, guys, it is 10:30. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you again to everyone in the chat for keeping things interesting and asking some great questions, and for the first few people for sending me your funny assumptions. I loved it. It is, it's great to see you guys come out here, and it's nice to connect with you all. Thanks for the stream, Kuya E. Of course, Kuya. Whoa, I'm not that old. Just kidding. No, it's a good thing you didn't say uncle, Ethan. That's that's where it gets to the Filipino. I'm like, oh, a little too old, Tito Ethan. No, thank you. I'm not 30 yet. Anyway, everyone, again, I got a new podcast episode coming out this weekend. I have a new essay coming out. I also have an essay right now, or not an essay. I have a link in my bio to show how I edit photos. If you want to check that out, don't forget to go check out check out the podcast, because a Sound Direction, which is where this is living on forever, twitch.tv/downdirection. Um, I have an essay and a podcast about proportions, about how I think about proportions. It's not about the ideal, it's about how Spencer and I think about it. Check that out. It is something so important. We're starting the first few content of January with a bang of 2022. So I hope you will like it. Again, don't think of it as an authority. Think of it as me explaining how my mind works. So if you don't line up with the proportions, don't don't get too sad about it, like button pocket harmony. This is just me being crazy. Um, we'll be back on Sunday for Style and Directions Sad Head Sunday, and we'll talk about something. I don't know what we'll talk about there, but we'll have fun. If you guys like this, again, you'll probably will like it on twitch.tv/Style and Direction. That is where we are live every week, at least once a week. So go there if you like this kind of a thing. Make a Twitch account, jump in with us, talk with us. Um, Join the Patreon, patreon.com/downdirection. That is where we are all in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.